Hello. Hello, we are live. Wow, how wonderful. Oh, thank you, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here with you again. It is day 30. I am over the moon that I have come to this juncture. Isn't it wonderful? When you set your mind to do something, there is nothing you cannot achieve when you set your mind to it. You just have to go for it. Go for gold. you know, you have the Olympics and everybody's going for gold. Even if they don't get there, they still keep going and they're going to go with 100%. They're going to do everything so that at least if they don't get gold, they get silver. But the idea, or silver or bronze, but the idea that they are pushing forward, that's the main thing. That's the main goal. So I'm really pleased with myself that I have pushed forward and I have come to this juncture. Now, I have two sessions for you today, one now and one later. Okay, so I'm really enjoying this and I appreciate everyone. So, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're in the world and you're joining me. I appreciate you and thank you for being here. Today, what are we talking about today? Today, we are talking about diet tips for building resilience. I am always about resilience because that's what I do. I want to help you build your resilience in every which way possible. Okay, so building resilience is not just about you saying your affirmations and things like that, but saying them with depth. Okay, it's like you're feeding your mind, you're feeding your soul, but it's also about the nutrition. What are you putting in your body? What are you um, helping your bodies to sustain on? What is going to strengthen you from the inside out? It's not just from the outside, but it's from the inside out. Is what are you going to do? How are you going to do that? So, in today's live stream, we are discussing this crucial topic about surviving and thriving. So, you don't just want to, just to survive, you want to thrive. You want to thrive, especially in this busy world. You're just grabbing something here, grabbing something there, and you're busy, you're on a treadmill. And, our lives become so stressful that stress is the number one killer. We know cancer is one of the biggest killer, but stress, 95% of the world's population suffer with stress. Okay, so it's something we really need to take care of, and these diet tips will help you to build your resilience. So, maintaining our health and our well-being, um, maintaining physical and our our mental health is important. Mental health is just as important as any other thing in that we would tend to look after. Okay, as I mentioned today, is about in today's fast-paced world, we have to think about what we put in our mouth. Not just see something and think, oh, that looks good. Oh, I should have that. But what's in there? How much sugar? How much whatever it is in there? So sometimes you can, day before yesterday, I talked about meal prep. You might be able to prep something and put in the fridge for you to take on the road with you or for you to take to work with you. Sometimes it's difficult. It takes not as difficult. It's hard work. Is anything that is good for us takes work. Okay, it takes work. But you know what? You know what you're putting in it. Or you might have a favorite deli and you think, okay, I'll go there because it's nutritious and I can get it. But also, it all depends on whether you have the finances to be buying food every single day. And then you can take care of yourselves. So, having the proper nutrition can bolster your body's defenses and keeping you sharp. I always talk about the defenses of the body. And the defenses are we have five defenses, which is our agenogenesis, stem cells, microbiome, DNA, and immune system. So we have to look after these five defenses and we have to eat foods in those areas. This is what I have been able to do to help myself build that resilience, get stronger, and be able to overcome sickness and diseases. Yeah. So it's not just about me putting something, but I have to think about what I put in my body. Is that going to help my immune system? Am I going to be able to produce enough blood? You know, in a couple of months' time, I have to take another blood test before I go for my next set of chemo. Yeah. But before I can do that, I have to make sure I have my system have enough nutrients in it so that when they prick me, they can get blood, because sometimes I go for blood and they can't get any. You know, they have to keep pricking me and I don't like it. I don't like them pricking me all the time. So it means that you have to hydrate, drinking water. Water is essential. Water is a pacifier, but it also helps your body. Okay, so it helps to cleanse, you have to hydrate, and all of that. So you really want to make sure you take any proper nutrition, and you can get water in lots of your fruits and your veg, but you also getting the nutrients that you need. So how can we fuel our body to be more resilient? How can we fuel our body and make it more resilient? So we want to start by talking about the power of omega-3 fatty acids, right? So these essential fats, you can find them in fatty fish, you can find them in your flax seeds and your walnuts. So you can find them there. There are other places you can find them as well, but they are crucial to your brain health. Remember, I talk about your brain health. Your brain health is just as important as any other part of your body. Okay, so your brain health and your mood regulation. So that will help that area. And then you want to look at your complex high carbohydrates. So your can't speak now. Your complex carbohydrates will help your is things like your whole grains and your legumes, um, and that give you a steady course of your energy. Okay, so it's helping to maintain a stable blood sugar. Like I have to take my blood sugar test at times. So sometimes I take it and it's a spike in it. All right. So you need to maintain that. So you need to focus on your energy, focus on being energized and getting the right types of food. That would help you to maintain that. So, power of omega-3 fatty acids. You talk about getting it from your fish, from your flax seeds, and from your walnuts. Okay. Then you talk about your complex carbohydrates, which is your whole grains and your legumes. And that will give you steady energy and maintain a stable blood sugar level. So now we want to also talk about your antioxidant rich food. So your antioxidants, okay? Antioxidants that would really help to kill off your uh, um, the environment. Can't remember the word I want to use right now. But things like your berries and your leafy greens and your nuts are packed with antioxidants that helps to fight inflammation and oxidative stress. So supporting the overall brain and body health, that's so important. So you want to support your brain and your body health. Okay, so your protein also plays a pivotal role. Um, Plays a pivotal role in how it looks after you, and it's important to eat protein-rich food. I mean, if you don't eat meat, that's fine, but you have like lean meats and you have your beans and you have your tofu. I mean, I have been eating tofu in stir fry, or I will just slice it and I can just put it on the grill and grill it. So you can use tofu in many different ways. It's up to you. What do you feel like doing? When I was having to go through everything, I used to get like the chicken thighs, because when I get the chicken thighs, I will get all the nutrients from that area to really help for my stem cells as well. So you want to get the chicken thighs and everything like that, whichever suits you. Okay, so you want to do that, and that is to help with your muscle repair and your mood regulation. So you can see so many things will help with your mood regulation, but also helping with repairing your muscle. Also, going to discuss with you food that will support your serotonin production. And I might may not pronounce it properly. Yeah, serotonin. Um, serotonin production. So foods like your bananas and your dark chocolate, you know, um, they enhance the sense of your well-being. And remember, being in the Caribbean, we have so much bananas, different types of bananas. I mean, in our mountain, we had Sikia fig. You have uh, lots of the shorter ones. You have the normal fig. You have which one I really love, the Lakatan. You have so many different types of bananas that you spoil for choice. Now I'm here, I can't get some of those because they don't reach to me, and I don't live in London where I can go to the big market like Shepherd Bush and all those places. But you guys who are listening to me from the Caribbean, you have all those things there. Some of you probably have it in the back of your garden. Okay, so make use of them. They are beneficial for you. Your dark chocolate, you again, those of you in Grenada, you have the real McCoy. You know, I remember us making our own own chocolate, and you know, somebody brought me some balm from Grenada. You know, and I've been using that on my skin. The essence of that is really getting the nutrients from the fruit. I remember as a kid, I used to be sucking that fruit and taking all the nutrients from it. And my grandmother used to say, "Stop doing that. You're going to suffer with short bread," because the cocoa pods were so sweet. You know, the flesh was so good. So I used to eat that, and then we take it home and we dry it and we patch it and we make our own chocolate. Bearing in mind, only once a week we used to drink chocolate tea on a Sunday. The rest of the week was bush tea. So we would either drink sage or lime bud or um, orange peel tea mixed with some cinnamon and all those things, garlic and all of that. So make use of those things. Those things are very good. Your green tea is very, very good for you. And as you say, you know, eating those things would really help to enhance your mood, but also is going to help with your hydration. Okay, so you want to help with your hydration. So you want to emphasize staying hydrated, as I said, with your water. Yes, you're going to get water from those because they all have some form of water in them. But the main thing is to stay hydrated with water because water have essentials in it. They have essentials in it which our body needs. So stay hydrated with water and that and your herbal teas, as I said, and that will give you that optimal cognitive function. Okay, so make sure and drink your water, make sure and drink your tea. You know, sometimes I may drink 3-4 cups of tea a day. I might drink lemon and ginger, or I might drink lemon and ginger mixed with green tea, or I'll have my sauce of tea. You know, I have some friends that came back from Grenada recently and they brought me some sauce of leaves. So I make my sauce of tea because that again is good for fighting off diseases. I mean, when I probably didn't appreciate what my grandmother was doing for us as kids. And, you know, every day we had to drink this bush tea, and it's like get fed up of it because you look at it and you see all this black tea, black tea, black tea. No milk or no nothing in it. You understand? You might get a little bit of sugar, but no milk. Come on. You know, we're drinking this black tea, and I used to get really angry about it. Why do we have to be drinking? Why can't we drink Ovaltine and Milo and all of that? And I recently saw an ad by Vishnu which shows that how much sugar is in your Ovaltine and your Milo, and they hide it so that you don't notice it because those are things that they sell so parents could get them for their kids. But if we start now to really put the right thing in our children and give our children the right types of food to eat, it will help them. It will help their moods and everything like that. I remember my grandmother used to give us sweet potato in the morning for breakfast, steamed sweet potato with saltfish and tomatoes and things like that. But also that used to have your olive oil in there, so you're eating that before you go to school. Or you have your green fig and your banana, green bananas, and you have your yams and stuff like that. So we come home, and that used to keep us throughout the day without being hungry at school until we come home for lunch. And maybe when we come home for lunch, we get some soup. Okay, so now I'm understanding why it was a method in her madness. What I thought was her madness was actually really, really, really good for us. So now I am having to adopt that. You know, one of the things she always said, and you would hear me repeat it constantly: food is medicine. Okay, food is medicine, and there is so many doctors now going down that route to tell us that food is medicine. I also remember when I was doing my degree in international spa management, and we went to the Czech Republic. And one of the things that I did in Czech Republic in Mariansky last night when we went, it was, you know, people go there to take the water. So when you hear about the spa telling you about the water is the swimming pool, no, you're going to take the waters. They have springs. They had about, I think, 13 or 15 different springs. And each one of those springs had a different chemical content. So what they used to do when people come to the sanatorium, which they call sanatoriums, they gave them they had a menu for them. So they'll have which spring they will drink from depending on their ailment, which spring they will drink water from, and whether they will drink that water 3 times a day. Is like medicine. Okay. So that's what it is, like medicine. And then they had what food they were going to eat, combine that with the exercise. They go out in the fresh air and they walk, or they do whatever exercise and yoga and all the stretching and all of that. So it's a combination of things that you do. So when we talk about going to the spa, think about why you're going to the spa and what you're going to be at. And also they had treatments. So I remember we tried treatments, the oxygen, where we were put into a bag and they put this oxygen in, you know, it blew us up. Ooh. Or we had or we soak in a stainless steel bath with the minerals in there, and you can see all of that on the surface, on the skin and things like that. So you can see, okay, so ancient, what they had for ancient, and we think is ancient, was actually good for us. So making sure you drink the water, and when you go into these places, you know why you're going, what you're going for, what is the purpose. Yes, it could be just for a leisure time with friends, but make it something more. Make it something more so that you can get the best out of it. All right. So as I said, make sure you're having those things. So, and then lastly, you want to talk about limiting your processed sugar. Okay, so limiting not just processed sugar, but processed food. So incorporating that into your healthy fats. So you want to use things like your avocados, your olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. I use olive oil. I tend to buy it on Amazon, so I can get the best. So I buy olive oil that comes from Italy, from Tuscany, where they have, because they have the volcanic there, and they have more phenols in it. So I get that all from Greece. Spain as well have the right type of oil for us to have in our food. I remember my grandmother used to have like a tin, I think it was a 5 liter or whatever tin it was, and we used to cook with the coconut oil, because we made our own coconut oil. We had so much coconut trees, we could make our own oil. But when come to eating, she always put the olive oil on our food, so we got that to eat, because the olive oil is really going to help your body. So as I said, just want to recap. Yeah. So I just want to recap on what I have discussed today. Incorporate omega-3 fatty acids in your diet. And it will come from your fatty fish, like your salmon, your mackerel, sardines, your flax seeds, your chia seeds, and your walnuts. Why you want to do that? Because the benefits, they are crucial for your brain health and can help reduce inflammation and improve your mood. Okay? Choose your complex carbohydrates. Why you want to choose your complex carbohydrates and where you're going to source it from? So you're going to source it from your whole grains, such as your brown rice, your corn, and your oats, your legumes, and your sweet potatoes. Okay, so you have purple sweet potatoes, which have cancer fighting cells in them, so they can do that. But your sweet potatoes, you can have, even if you don't have the purple one, you can have the normal one. Because I did not know about the purple potatoes until I became ill. So you have purple normal potatoes like your Irish potatoes. You have those as well as you have purple sweet potatoes. So you make your choice on what type of potatoes you want. I'm telling you what I use. And the benefit of doing that is that they provide a steady energy. So you're having a steady energy to help you to maintain a stable blood sugar level and help you to focus. Okay? All right, so it's improving your focus. Now I understand why my grandmother used to give us that, because it was to help us to focus while we're in school. So you might want to try those things as well. You want to include antioxidants rich food. And where would you get that? You'll get that from your berries, like your blueberries, your strawberries, your leafy green, like your spinach and your kale. You want to get it from there. And you have your nuts, so your almonds and your walnuts. So you want to get your antioxidant rich food from those sources. You can source it from there. And why would you want to have antioxidants? Antioxidants help to combat the oxidative stress and inflammation, and that supports your overall brain and body health. Okay, so we're talking about your mental capacity. Okay, so you want to do that for you. You want to eat protein rich food. So you want to get your protein rich food, and you're going to source that from your lean meat, such as your chicken and your turkey. Some people don't eat chicken, but they might eat turkey. And those of you who don't eat meat at all, you have your beans, you have your lentils, you have your tofu. Okay, so you can get it from there. So it doesn't matter who you are and what you eat and don't eat, you can get it. You can get it from your fish as well. So protein is vital. Is vital for your body, for your muscle repair. So it's helping to repair your muscle and maintaining your energy levels. Yeah, and it helps you regulate your mood. So you see, everything, how food have it for you. Food is medicine, so take your food as medicine. Also, other foods that can help with your maintaining a healthy mind and healthy diet, your serotonin production. So you want to eat things like your bananas and your dark chocolate, your nuts and your seeds. And the benefit of doing so would help to enhance your mood by supporting the production of your serotonin. I may not be pronouncing it right, and your neurotransmitter linked to happiness. Okay, so that's why it's something like chocolate. So your dark chocolate and all of that will really help you with that. So stay hydrated. Remember, I talk about your water. So your water and your herbal teas, and I mentioned about there are some fruits that have water. So you want to eat your fruits and your vegetables, like your cucumbers and your oranges, and you're going to be getting your vitamin C as well at the same time. So you want to eat your cucumbers, you want to eat your oranges. Tomatoes is very good as well. Tomatoes have water. I have tomatoes on the side, and every time I pass, I grab a tomato and a cherry tomato, and I eat that. So I probably eat too much, overeat too much with it. But it's just like, instead of me grabbing something sweet, I use that. Okay. And again, as I said, you want to be staying hydrated. So you use that. And the benefits of doing that is proper hydration. So you have proper hydration, which is essential for your cognitive function and your overall physical health. So limit processed food and sugar. I don't use sugar. I sometimes use a little bit of honey, depending if I want something a little bit, flavored. So I will use honey. I don't use anything sugar to give me that would lead to energy crash and negatively, because cancer don't like sugar. They eat sugar and then it's just going to be it's thrive on it. So I kind of limit. I don't eat sugar. And your fatty acids. So incorporate your fatty acids, which is your avocado, your olive oil, your nuts, and your seeds. And when you do that, you are going to have a healthy life. So your healthy fats are essentials for your brain function and help to manage inflammation. I also use things like uh, cumin, saffron. I love that in my soup. So when I do saffron, I put that. Or when I'm marinating my meat, if I'm doing chicken, I marinate it. I even put it in my tofu. So if I'm doing tofu, I'm stir frying. I use that as well in my seasoning. I use things like chili peppers. I use lots of garlic and onions and all of that. So to give my food some flavor. You understand? When you cook your food at home, it's so much nicer because you know what you're putting in it and the love that goes into it. Oh, it just transforms it. And when you're eating, take time to savor the taste and the smell. Sit, close your eyes and just think of nothing else. That smell. How gorgeous is that? And every bite you take, every time you chew your food, that going down so good. I feel so good. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? So it's really enriching. So take your time and enjoy that. So I do hope that you get a lot from what I'm saying today and that you make it a priority to really take time to get to know what it is you should be eating. We tend to leave everything up to the doctors or the government. We always have to play the blame game. Well, stop playing the blame game and take some responsibility for yourself. Take some responsibility of what you're putting in your body, of what you're feeding your kids. Take some responsibility because what you give your kids now will stand them in good stead later on in life. And that's what my grandmother did. She fed us. She fed us from the garden. Even though we didn't understand and we thought it was nonsense, I can stand here today, or I'm sitting, I'm not standing. I can sit here today and I can say to you guys, I'm so glad that I grew up in the area that I grew up. I had time to climb trees. I was a tomboy. I climbed trees. I sat on the top of the tree and I ate mangoes and threw the skin down. So those who couldn't climb, if I go down with the best mangoes and my brothers take it from me, oh no, I'm staying on the tree and I'm eating the best mangoes on the tree and then I'm coming down. Oh, I go for the cherries, climb the cherry tree. Couldn't climb the cherry tree because it had big pickers on it. Okay, so I would climb it was next to the plum tree, so I would climb on the plum tree and get the cherries that I needed. So to the point of one day I came from school and I went to I'll tell you the story. I went to pick some plums. And then I climbed the plum tree. But when I was climbing the plum tree, I noticed there was some really nice, really, like a cherry is really dark and they're going to be sweet. And I thought, okay, let me come down the plum tree and go pick these cherries here. But in picking the cherries, I noticed the leaves were all coiled. And I'm thinking, what's there? And as I start picking, it started expanding. And what was in there? A serpent. Oh my word. He never saw me run. He never saw me run like I ran that day. Normally, I'll put all the fruit in my skirt. I'll put my skirt in a way and I'll hold my skirt up and stand up and show you. I'll hold my skirt like this and I'll put all the plums and everything in there. Oh my goodness. I didn't hold on to it because what? A serpent? No, 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 no. I'm running for life. Understand? I can sit down and I can laugh about those things because those are good memories. Even though it was danger, you understand? I probably didn't go by that plum tree for weeks because I didn't want to see a snake or a serpent or anything like that. But those are the things that give you the enrichment. So I can sit down here and I can tell you about the times that I had and how fun it was and what I gained from it. So I just want to encourage you to take time and learn about these things. And if there is something you don't like, I was reading a report the other day that young people don't eat enough carrots. the carotene and all of that. Young people don't eat it good. They will go through life not eating much carrot, or go through a whole week and they will not touch carrots. Let's find ways of how we can put those things into our system, and they will help us. So once again, I want to say seafood as medicine. So everyone who have joined me today, I really appreciate you. Those of you looking on Facebook, those of you looking on Instagram, and those of you looking on YouTube. I do hope today session, diet tips for building resilience, has been resourceful and have helped you in knowing what it is you can do for your brain health and for your physical health. So once again, my name is Verna Hayward. You're welcome to the Verna Hayward Show and the Unstoppable Life with Verna Hayward, where I bring practical tips for you, things that would help you, whether it is coming through, you're going through domestic violence and you're coming out on the other side, what things that I can help you with, or you're experiencing cancer and you don't know what to do, or you just want somebody to speak to. You have somebody, you have a confidence in me that I can give you what knowledge I have and what I have acquired in that time and continuing to acquire. I have over 3 decades in the health and wellness space. So health and wellness has always been my thing. I have a degree, a 2-1 in degree in international spa management. So it's mostly about the health and wellness. I'm also a therapist. So I look deeper than the surface. When I do a treatment on you, it's not just that. I'm not just doing a massage where I'm going to be doing certain amount of strokes. I really work on the issues and what the problem is. So we're going to really work on the problem and give you tips that you can do something about it and get the best out of it. So I just want to take this moment to thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you're going to join me later this evening. And if you can't join me, then look at the replay. So I would appreciate you liking and sharing, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. So thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you for joining me, and have a pleasant day. I hope it's not as hot as yesterday. Yesterday was really shattering for me. Okay, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Take care and God bless. See you soon.